In today's lesson, we'll talk about equations in the indices, and already we've started it already in our previous class. So I want to do it for 2 more lessons to be sure that everyone understands this properly. So this is exponential equations that will lead us into a quadratic equation. You have 3 raised to the power of 2x minus 4 multiplied by 3 to the power of x plus 3 is equal to 0. And our target is to find x. Do you know that this 3 can be written as 3 to the power of x, then raised to the power of 2, because x times 2 gives us back this 2x. The essence of doing this is to get a similar term, which is this 3 to the power of x that is here already. I want us to have a uniform term here. Then plus 3 equal to 0. Now that you've seen that 3 to the power of x is common, you can say let any letter, maybe y, represent 3 to the power of x. So wherever you see 3 to the power of x, you now put y. Seeing this 3 power of x here, I will put y, then power 2, because there is a power of 2 here, minus 4. Seeing another 3 power x here, I will also put y, plus 3, everything is equal to 0. This has led us into a quadratic equation. So without wasting time, ask yourself, what two numbers shall we multiply to get minus 3 if we add it? Sorry, two numbers shall we multiply to get this 3 that is here, not minus 3, and if we add it, you get minus 4. Of course, the numbers are minus 1 and minus 3, because minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4, and minus 1 times minus 3 is 3. So you put your y. And if two terms multiply each other to give us 0, it means that either the first one, y minus 1, is 0, meaning that y is equal to 1, or the second one, y minus 3, is equal to 0, so y is equal to 3. We've gotten y as 1 and y as 3, but we are not looking for the values of y, we are looking for the values of x, right? So remember that y is equal to 3 power x. So but y is equal to 3 to the power of x, right? Then when y is 1 here, you can now have when y is equal to 1, we have 1 is 3 power x. Do you know I can write this 1 as 3 power 0, because anything power 0 is 1 equal to 3 power x. Since the bases are the same thing, you can say that the powers should be the same. So x is equal to 0. Or when y is equal to 3, following the same relationship here, you have that 3 is equal to 3 power x. I can write this 3 as 3 power 1, right? Bases are now the same thing, and if bases are the same thing, therefore the power should also be the same. So x can be 1 or x can be 0. These are the solutions to this problem. Now let's take a second one for proper understanding. Look at the second question here. It says 4 to the power of 2x plus 3 multiplied by 4 power x minus 10, everything is equal to 0, right? So now I can take all these 4 to the power of x, then raised to the power of 2 plus 3 multiplied by 4 to the power of x minus 10, everything is equal to 0, right? So the essence of doing this is to get this 4 power x and this 4 power x. Now you can say let y represent the 4 to the power of x. If that is so, we can have that here, put it y to the power of 2 plus 3, look at this one again, replace it with y, minus 10 is equal to 0. This is now a quadratic equation that we have to solve. You put your brackets, so I'm using a faster method. What two numbers shall we multiply to get minus 10? And when you add, you get plus 3. The numbers are minus 2 and plus 5. Because 5 times minus 2 is minus 10, and 5 plus minus 2 is minus 3. Put your y. So you can say that either the first term, y plus 5, is equal to 0, meaning that y is negative 5. Or y minus 2 is equal to 0, meaning that y is equal to 2. So we've gotten y as minus 5 and y as 2. But the reason we look at our solution, we need to get x. And you remember that y is equal to 4 to the power of x, right? Now, when y is equal to negative 5, when y is equal to -5. From here, you have that -5 is equal to 4 to the power of x. And since this is negative, there is nothing you can do to this. So here, there is no solution because of that negative sign. But when y is equal to 2, so when y is equal to 2, you can now come in here, you replace your y with 2. So you have 2 is equal to 4 to the power of x, right? Do you know, if I like, I can break this 4 down. 4 is the same thing as 2 power 2, right? Then there is a power of x, isn't it? So 2 or 2 power 1, 2 and 2 power 1 are the same thing, equal to 2 power 2x, because 2 times x is 2x. Now that the bases are the same thing, you can say that the powers are the same. So 2x is equal to 1. That is, I am equating the powers, these two powers. 1 is equal to 2x, or 2x is equal to 1. Divide both sides by 2. So x is equal to 1 over 2. So the only value of x that satisfies this equation, that is the only real value of x that satisfies it, is equal to 1 over 2. Bye.